Hi everybody. So, oh my gosh, hang on. So we are the Woofer Walkers Dog Services, and I am Woofer Walker Jezebel, and I've got one of our rescue woofers that lives at our Woofer sanctuary here. Leo's been living at our dog sanctuary for gosh, at least 2 years. And because we don't trust him, and because we're always so short-staffed and we don't have any volunteers, unfortunately, he has never, ever been off of the compound. I mean, we have a nice 1 acre doggy daycare resort / sanctuary and hotel for dogs, but and half of that is a dog park. It's beautiful. So it's not like he's cooped up in a tiny little space all the time. But you know, it's nice for woofers to get out. They got to get out, right? And it's unfortunate that he hasn't been able to experience the big world. But here we are today. Better late than never. Things have been slow at our daycare because it's Christmas, and I guess everybody's home for the holidays. So I have had the opportunity to have a little more time on my hands in the morning, which is nice. And I thought, you know, be useful. I'll be useful. And this is what I'm doing. I'm taking Mr. Leo out into the big world for the very first time in the entire time that he's been with us for, I think it's been 2 years. 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. So this is pretty exciting. I wanted to show the moment that he got out of the car, but I couldn't, because in true Leo fashion, he jumped out of the car immediately before I could even get prepared. So I had to scramble and grab his line, because I have a feeling Leo is just going to be so excited about the world that he may forget that he's with me. So I've got a long line here, and I've got a harness on him, and I've also got the line going not just on the harness, clipped on the harness, but also running through his martingale collar. So if for some weird reason he gets out of his harness, he's not going to get out of the martingale collar. Anyway, I'm really excited. This is the kind of stuff that makes me happy, and why I ended up working with dogs. I really, truly, what makes my heart the happiest? Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I've turned into one of these crying ladies. It's so silly. Pardon me. What makes me the happiest is getting dogs out. Oh my God, I'm crying. Don't worry, it's happy tears. I love making dogs happy, and this is one of the coolest things that I have been able to do in a long time. Good grief, Jezebel, get it together. Excuse me. Are you happy? You look pretty happy. Leo has a poker face, by the way. Leo is one of those woofers that when he's happy, he has a poker face. When he's not happy, when he's angry, he has a poker face. He just always has a poker face. In 20 plus years of walking woofers and working with woofers, you know what? It's once in a while you meet one that you still can't read. His body language is the only way. You can't go by his face. His body language is the only way that you can tell what his mood is. And even then, it's hard with him. He pretty much always says, oh, look, that's happy. Yeah, that's happy. You good boy. That a good boy. He's just so like into all the smells. This is so nice. And we're waiting for Woofer Walker Justin. He's gonna meet us with his Friday morning pack of woofers. And one cool thing is the roommate. Leo has a roommate who is a Great Dane named Winston. When I say roommate, I mean at our dog sanctuary, Leo and Winston share the same bedroom, the same space, in the evenings, and they are really good friends, and Leo just loves Winston. Incidentally, Winston is also one of our sanctuary woofers, one of our rescues. Are you gonna poop? We'll give you some privacy. Anyway, so he doesn't know that we're gonna be meeting up with them, and I can't wait to see if I expect him to be super excited to see Winston. But then again, I mean, I should mention, you know, when he was surrendered, he wasn't actually surrendered. We rescued him. The people that had him before we took him in, all we know is a bunch of people tagged us on Facebook, and they said, oh my gosh, this poor dog has been living at this particular address for the last 4 years, and he's never been allowed inside, not even one time. And he was just living in the yard 24/7. Can we see your face? He's way too into the world right now. And I guess for those 4 years, you know, the neighbors were all sort of trying to get something done to help Leo, because they didn't bring him in no matter what the weather was, and they didn't feed him proper dog food. They'd just come out at night and sort of like let him finish their table scraps, whatever they had on their plate that they didn't eat. Now, you can see that he's not starving anymore. He's actually too fat, and we call him Porkchop. And that's another reason I'm really glad that I'm able to get him out, and hopefully be able to get him out regularly somehow. The reason why I didn't bring him with Woofer Walker Justin's pack, and the reason why we haven't been able to send him on pack walks, is because Leo's very particular about his space. Okay, let's go back and see if we can meet Justin. Come on, Leo. Come on, I know you want to check it all out, sweetie, but we don't want to get too far because Justin. Okay, we'll just go a little bit further, but then we gotta go find Justin. Anyway, we couldn't put him in a woofer wagon with a bunch of other woofers because he likes his space, and he does choose violence when he's uncomfortable. So yeah, otherwise we would have been sending him on woofer walks, aka pack walks, for the last 2 years. But as I said, you know, we just weren't able to do it. We don't have any volunteers to help us. And I mean, by the way, if anybody wants to help volunteer with stuff like this, we would be ever so grateful. Thank you. But yeah, we haven't been able to, and things have been slow. So I finally am able to step away from the daycare during the holidays a little bit. And I thought, yeah, be useful, get this guy out. And we're also gonna get Bowie out. Bowie's our he's a three-legged senior border collie that we have that has also been in our rescue for 2 years. And he cannot go on pack walks either, woofer walks, because he only has 3 legs, and he's a senior and he can't keep up. And he also has a space issue, so we can't put him in the woofer wagon with a bunch of woofers. And so again, that's another one that's in the same predicament as this guy. Except with Bowie, he actually lost half of his body weight just from being at our doggy daycare resort and sanctuary, because he plays ball and we put him on a big diet. I guess Porkchop here has to go on a diet too. I have to go on a diet. I've been eating too many Christmas goodies. Anyway, yeah, so that I just wanted to make a video and sort of explain about this. I'm just so happy for Leo, and if anybody wants to ever help us out, volunteer some time to get Leo out, that would be fantastic, because he really needs it and deserves it. Oh, my story! Gosh, I forgot. Okay, I have ADHD, I'm so sorry. So yeah, the neighbors, they were like trying to get the authorities to do something so that the people that owned Leo would have to bring him in sometimes, you know, especially when it was raining and snowy. But unfortunately, the way our laws are in BC, as long as the dog has food and water, you don't really, and a little bit of shelter, you don't have to give it heated shelter. They don't care. They won't make you do anything. Really sad. It's really sad. We need to have some some laws changed in BC, that's for sure. But anyway, so the people finally decided they were moving out of the country, back to their home country. And the neighbors got wind that they weren't going to be bringing Leo and they were just going to abandon him in their yard when they left. So I guess it was a lucky thing for Leo because we ended up getting tagged by some people on Facebook asking if we would take Leo into our sanctuary. This is so great. And of course, we said yes when we heard the whole story. And that's that. And here we are 2 or 3 years later, I guess 2.5 years later, maybe. And it's his first time out. I'm sorry I cried. I'm not used to getting so emotional. I've been quite emotional ever since my little Billy passed away October 1st. If you're new to us, Billy was my little baby boy. He was a teeny tiny little naked Pomeranian. He had alopecia, and he was about 10. And yeah, he's crossed the Rainbow Bridge October 1st. But he was my little everything. He always wanted me to carry him, and it's just, you know, I still am feeling it. But I sure am happy for you. So happy for this guy. Anyway, I'll make a video when we I'll make another video when we run into Woofer Walker Justin and Winston the Great Dane, Leo's roommate, and see if Leo even cares, because he may just be way too happy and excited and preoccupied with being out here after spending 4 years in somebody's yard and then 2.5 years at our compound. We'll see.